Hey everyone, welcome back to the Showgirls. It's episode 48. It's Carly.
And Darian.
It's the end of October, almost Halloween. Let's go.
I cannot believe that. I feel like I say that a lot about the timing, but Avery turns 17 tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Avery.
Yeah, happy birthday, Avery, even though you don't listen to this, even though you're supposed to be like my second supporter. Put her on blast.
And it's my friend Kayla's birthday that lives in Florida. She listens to the podcast, so happy birthday.
Hi, happy birthday. And the 24th, I remember, is your wedding anniversary.
Yeah, guess what we're doing?
What are you doing?
We are going to dinner tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I made a reservation at Paseo Grill. Have you ever been there?
Okay, no, but I think I've been next to it at like Picasso Grill.
We went to I think it's Picasso Cafe or something.
Okay, where we went with our old employees or whatever.
Yeah. So Paseo Grill is like it's supposed to be like a little nice.
Mm-hmm.
Not as nice as like the ranch or like,
Yeah.
mahogany, but like a nice restaurant.
Yeah, that'll be so good. And then what? Coming home watching TV?
Probably going to sleep because the reservation's at 7 and we go to sleep early. So
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, and you're doing something fun tomorrow that I'm also now doing tomorrow.
oh my gosh, we may see each other there.
Yeah, so Carly and I are going to separately. This it's a national thing, right? It just moves.
I think it's more regional. Like I'd never heard of it until I moved here.
Oh, okay, it's called An Affair of the Heart, and basically it's a huge bazaar, like craft people. I don't even know how else you'd explain it. Shopping.
Like almost like a craft show, but like also like a show that like people bring their goods and they sell them over the weekend at the fair, and they're doing it like socially distant, so they don't have as many vendors as they normally do, and like they're all spread out. And I'm going tomorrow, and so are you.
Yeah, and shout out to Cashin. She doesn't listen either. My friends just, my side of the party just really does not support us. Anyways, she's going with me, so we might see you guys there. But I Googled that too because I wanted to make sure they required masks, and they do. So I was like, okay, that's good. So I think we're going to go tomorrow, but I want to sleep in. So a little later in the day.
Okay, exciting.
Yeah. And Connor is gone all weekend, you guys. He's on a work trip, which this is so rare. Usually it's me that's gone all the time, leaving him at home. He actually left me at home one weekend. And so it's like crazy. The possibilities are endless.
You're just free as a bird.
Yeah. And you know what I'm going to do? What I do when he's here. I'm going to clean, watch TV. The only difference is.
But you won't.
Huh?
You won't have his chaotic energy around.
Did you read my tweet?
Yeah.
I'll just tell this story really quickly because if you guys have listened to this podcast a while, I have talked about how Connor has chaos energy. He doesn't see it, but I'll just tell you the story that happened last weekend. So he works in the yard all day. Like, what is he doing? He's like cutting a tree stump, building a bed frame that he's been working on for like 2 months now. Like, just all over the backyard, like barefoot, mind you. Then he comes inside, showers, does not dry off, slings water like all over the bathroom, water's everywhere, puts clothes on his wet body, goes straight back outside barefoot, and starts doing exactly what he did before. So why did you even shower?
What did he say?
I didn't even ask him. I'm trying not to Darian, that's who he is. Just keep it to yourself, but that is the definition of chaos energy.
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense. And like, do you think that he just doesn't even think about what he's doing? He just like lets the wind take him?
Yeah, like he just doesn't have like plans. Like, okay, I plan out my day when I wake up, right? Like I know I'm going to go to Orange Theory. As soon as I get home, I'm going to shower, unless I'm going to go work outside, which I wouldn't. But if I was going to work outside, I would wait to shower till later because I'm going to get dirty again. He like doesn't plan that stuff out. He just knows like, oh, I need to shower today. I don't know. It's just
that is so funny. And it just really describes Most men.
Exactly. But yeah, that's what's going on in my life. So Connor gone all weekend, no chaos energy over here.
A good reset. Sorry, my phone just fell.
No, it's okay. Anything
All
else?
right, should we get into what's the haps?
Yes, let's do it. And I want to talk about the first one because it's so odd. And you're probably like, why did I include that? But I just feel like people need to know. So I stumbled across an article recently, and participating Popeyes restaurants, you can buy a whole Cajun turkey for Thanksgiving for $39.99. And I just thought that was a steal of a deal.
That's pretty good. And it's like an actual like turkey, not like a fried turkey leg, like a
Yeah,
full turkey.
a whole turkey. And I didn't read too much into it, but I'm thinking it like is already cooked.
Yeah, exciting.
So you guys, if you need a Thanksgiving turkey, one of our old bosses, who's actually my boss now, told me one time that she orders in her whole Thanksgiving dinner so that she doesn't have to cook. And that is what I aspire to do one day.
So smart.
Shout out to Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
She does listen sometimes. She told me.
Hey, girl. Miss you. Okay, Ariana Grande sends hundreds of pizzas to Florida early voters.
Okay, let's read that a little better.
Ariana Grande sends hundreds of pizzas to Florida early voters in line.
Yes. So I read this on Twitter and her mom actually posted a video of it. So you guys have probably heard people that are early voting in a bunch of states are having to line up for a long time. So Ariana sent some pizzas to early voters in Florida, ones that had to wait in line for a long time. And I just thought it was so nice and just like helping her civic duty. But right before this, I also texted you and I am due. And I told you to listen to her new song and watch her new music video, and I wanted to know what you thought.
I was a little bit confused, but like I get the point of the song. And the song is called Positions, and essentially she's saying, for the right person, I'll switch positions for you, figuratively, as like positions like I am a strong independent woman, but if I love you enough or you're like the one, I'll go into the kitchen and like cook and clean for you.
Yeah, like it shows her being like a boss, and she says for the right person she'll switch positions and she'll cook for you, she'll clean for you, things like this. I thought the music video was really good, like just the way it looked. And I personally think Ariana Grande is one of the most beautiful people in the world, so flawless. But I swear I could not understand her at the beginning.
Yeah, I wanted like subtitles. I need to look at the lyrics.
Yes, like if you asked me what the first 5 lines are, I could not tell you. It just was so, she has such a good voice, but it was so, I don't know, muddled together somehow.
Yeah. If the song is good, I think it's just I was a little bit confused at like what spurred on the song and like the whole
Yeah, and I
discussion.
still couldn't even tell you the chorus really. Like I heard she said like Sunday in there somewhere and Monday, and so I need subtitles too. Which you can't have subtitles if it's playing on the radio. So what?
I don't know.
I know.
Thanks, Ari, for your new music.
Yes. Okay. Did you write Chris Pratt drama or did I write this?
You wrote it. I really haven't followed.
Okay, so this funny thing happened on Twitter where someone posted a picture of the 4 Chris's of Hollywood, okay? It was Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth, and then what is the Chris that's Captain America?
Evans.
Chris Evans. And they said, everybody knows Chris Pratt is the worst Chris. And it's just, I personally agree, but now people are taking it really far, really seriously. And so all of his co-stars are now like Robert Downey Jr., the other guy I can't remember from the Avengers. People are stepping up and coming to his defense, but it's so, I can't believe they're even acknowledging it. You know what I mean? It was just
Yeah.
so minuscule, and so I put that in there, but I just thought it was funny because I do think he is the worst Chris, because I found out he cheated on affairs, they think.
I would have a hard time believing that, but maybe, maybe.
I'll Google some stuff and come back next week with some results.
I did see that his wife came to his defense, Katherine Schwarzenegger, and she just said like he is a good Christian man. And I think when I saw that, I think that him and Anna Faris just maybe like decided to separate because they'd just grown apart, like I would hate to think that like they cheated on, or he cheated on her.
And I will say she's not religious at all, and he's obviously very religious, so I could see that coming in between them.
Yeah, they probably just like were like, hey, our lives are moving in two different directions. Thanks for the kid,
Thanks. Now we have a kid. Yeah, because that's her only kid, and he had another kid with Catherine.
Yes.
You're probably
so
right.
Cute. All right, you sent this to me, and I had to put it in here because not like nobody's picked up on the story. You might have seen it on Twitter. Did you screenshot it on Twitter?
No, I actually got it from a group that I'm in on Facebook.
Okay, well, it's the behind the scenes, not the headlines.
Yes, exactly.
Blake Lively photoshops high heels onto her feet in Instagram post about Ryan Reynolds' first time voting in America. So Ryan posted the same exact picture and didn't crop out their feet, and she's not wearing shoes in the picture. And it's them holding their mail-in ballots, like, so glad to vote in this country, la la la. And then you'll notice on her Instagram, there's heels on her feet. And when you zoom in, you can tell that they were like either drawn on or like photoshopped on to her feet. And that was just really unnecessary in my personal opinion. And whoever did that just wasted their time.
Okay, can you admit that the photoshopped shoes looked so real from far away?
If I honestly took me a while to even like compare what was different in the pictures that you sent me. I was like, wait, it's the same picture. And then I realized that it was the shoes.
Yes, and I laughed so hard because, like I said, I got this out of a Facebook group that I was in. Someone commented on it and said, I really hate myself. I posted this in a fashion group and asked what her shoes were.
Oh my God.
People thought it was real.
That is hilarious.
I know, it was so funny. And I just love them anyways. Like, they're just one of those Hollywood couples that would be another, like, if they broke up, end of the world type of situation, which is
so cute.
Perfect for what I wrote next that I think I found out this morning, which I wouldn't really call them celebrities, but we watched this show. So the challenge, Tori Deal, and why can't I think of Jordan's last name? Do you know his last name?
Oh my gosh. Jordan. I want to say Jordan McGraw, but it's not.
What? It's like Wesley?
Yes.
Wisely. I think they have broken up, you guys, because a lot of people have been speculating, and I guess she's not wearing her ring in a bunch of pictures, and they're not really posting as much as they used to. So I guess a lot of people messaged her, and she posted this on Instagram. It says, a lot of people have been messaging me questions about my personal life, and I just have to say this. 2020 has sucked, and it's like something dick. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that word. Troglodyte, I don't know.
I looked up the word.
Is it dinosaur or something?
It's hermit.
Oh, that's weird, right?
It doesn't make sense. I'm confused.
Okay, she said, if you don't know what that is, look it up. So on that note, I'm using the rest of this year to enjoy my life. There has been a lot of hardships, pain, and bullshit. So I feel like it's my spiritual and personal duty to find happiness and freedom before this year ends. So don't worry about my personal life. Just know that I'm focusing on being happy and enjoying every day possible. Life is short and intense, so let's find peace. They just broke up. Right?
I think so, but then I also saw in a group like last week that he was like posting comments on her Instagram posts.
I don't know. I just feel like if you weren't broken up, wouldn't you just say you weren't broken up?
Yeah, or maybe they're on a break. Who knows?
Yeah, and he, just from the challenge shows, is a very hard person to love, I imagine. So maybe they just need a break.
That was so well put.
Some people are hard to love. It's me. I'm just kidding.
Can't relate.
Yeah, I know you're a type 2. You love everybody. Call with Sherry the other day, and we were talking about you because you always see the good in people, and she was talking about how she likes that.
Love that about myself.
Type 2.
Okay. Quibi has announced this week that they're shutting down after 6 months being on the market.
And remember when you talked about Quibi when it first was rolling out, because you subscribed, didn't you?
Yeah, I need to check on that subscription.
So have you been watching it or no?
No, and it's funny because I like sometimes will think about like, oh, I wonder if there's any new shows on Quibi because I don't know if I didn't enable push notifications about like if they had new shows, or like TikTok really is like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook is like Twitter is what I look at on my phone. And I don't think like, oh, let me go to Quibi to watch this short little thing when I can like either pull up social media or watch a YouTube video on my phone.
Yeah, and that's, I think it just really didn't, it missed the mark in a bunch of other ways too, because I personally don't watch even YouTube on my phone, right? I would rather click the YouTube app on my TV or my computer. So the fact that Quibi was only available on phone, I think was a part of its detriment.
Yeah, I think that the content was there and they could have, if they would have had an app on or like available to watch other places, it would have been great, successful.
Yeah, and I'm sad because I know there was good content. I didn't subscribe and I didn't watch it, but I know they had the Joe Jonas show, the Chrissy Teigen show, and just a bunch of stuff like that. And I think they were even, I want to say one of their shows was nominated for an Emmy. That drama show, I don't know if you know, but it was like one of their drama scripted shows. And so it's just, I don't know. It sucks, dude. They raised so much money.
Yeah. So they said they pretty much want to just give the money back to their investors that they had invested in, and they're going to start selling off the shows that they have in their arsenal or that were going to come out to other streaming services. So you may be able to watch them other places.
So maybe hypothetically Netflix could pick up Cup of Joe or something.
Yeah, and they had Punk'd, they had tons of different stuff.
That's cool. Oh, speaking of Punk'd, this isn't one of our stories, but what did I see that MTV Cribs was coming back to? Is it on MTV, I guess?
I think so.
Cool.
Or maybe like mtv.com and you can watch Cribs.
Cool. I love MTV Cribs, so
Me too.
watched all that ish. I always remember JoJo's house the most for some reason.
Her fridge.
I just love a fridge.
Me too. I added these next two stories so I'll talk about them.
Okay.
Scott Speedman, who is Baz from Animal Kingdom. I didn't know that was his name, but anyways. He's been added to the cast of You on Netflix for their upcoming season. So we'll see him on You when it gets released.
I love both of those shows. Animal Kingdom, you got Connor and I on it, and we love it. And that actually reminds me, I need to look and see if it's free to watch on Amazon yet, because the last time I checked season 4 of Animal Kingdom, that's the season that is most recent, you still had to pay on Amazon to watch it. And we're really excited to watch the new season. Have we talked we talked about Animal Kingdom on this show, right?
Yeah, I think we have, but if you guys need a good show to watch, you can watch seasons 1 through 3 on Amazon Prime. If you subscribe on that, and it airs on TNT, and it's a really good show. It's kind of raunchy and vulgar.
You compared it to like Sons of Anarchy without the motorcycles, so that gives you guys a good comparison.
Yeah, it's really good. Like a family in San Diego.
And I went where they were, you guys, and I didn't even know until after I got back. So I'm really sad.
Yeah, that was funny.
Do you see me smiling right now? Is that a dimple?
Oh, wow. Cute. Skinny.
Wow, I was about to say she's skinny. That's funny.
And then this week, Kelly Osbourne, Ozzy Osbourne's daughter, also like designer, also like so cute, purple hair. Anyways, was spotted with 21-year-old TikTok star Griffin Johnson. And Kelly's like in her 30s.
Okay.
They've been spotted 2 times together, and they're sparking like romance rumors. Griffin is 21 and he just dated Dixie D'Amelio before Noah started dating her.
Wow. I was about to ask where like I would know him from because you're the TikTok person, not really me. Wow. He went from Dixie D'Amelio to Kelly
Kelly.
Osbourne.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't know this, but in August, she revealed an 85-pound weight loss on Instagram.
I'm
So
about to
she's
go
like
look.
really thin, really skinny. And I guess like over a year ago, she had gastric bypass surgery, I think is what it said. So
Okay.
she's been on this journey for a while. And she's thriving with some TikTokers, whether they're together or not, or just friends. Like, good for Kelly.
She does look really good. I'm looking at her Instagram right now with her purple hair. So what does she do now? Because she used to be on a couple of shows, but she's not anymore, right?
Yeah, I think she's on Dancing with the Stars. But
What?
she is most like known for her time on Fashion Police on E.
She's not on this season of Dancing with the Stars.
No, on like a previous season.
Oh. I was like, what? Gotcha. And plus she just has that Ozzy Osbourne money
Yeah.
from her dad. Do you
And she
have any?
may be she might design clothes. Like I kind of think she's a fashion designer.
I do think she's in the fashion world at like somehow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say you didn't write it down, but do you have a TikTok minute at all for us? Was that our TikTok minute?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's been some speculation that Griffin and Noah aren't friends anymore because like Griffin used to date Dixie and now Noah's dating Dixie, but they still live together.
And Noah, his video is what is circling on Twitter right now, right?
Oh, I haven't
The
seen it.
shirtless one where he's like, you know.
Oh, he has like a million of those.
Okay, I think it's circling on Twitter right now, and people were actually roasting him. I think he looks good. But someone tweeted that video and said the perfect man doesn't exist like as a joke because he's so gorgeous and like flawless. And someone said like, imagine thinking this is the man you want, and it like blew up. Twitter's all about roasting, though.
Yeah. Noah is really cute. Like I think he's one of the cutest members of the Sway House.
Yeah. I don't know who else is in the Sway House, but I agree that he is attractive.
And Addison and Bryce, obviously not together anymore, but a couple nights ago they did post a TikTok together. So
Interesting.
crazy.
What I would do to be their age and just, I don't know, make money from little videos.
Yeah, I think it's more difficult than we think, but agreed.
I did watch a video, this is about YouTube, but I watched it like a month ago or something about how to make money on YouTube, and it's hard. Unless you're obviously like a James Charles or something.
Yeah, with 22 million subscribers.
Yeah.
He's catching up to David Dobrik. James Charles is like almost, I think he had like his $20 million giveaway or 20 million subscriber giveaway, and he just keeps going up because he's posting 3 times a week. That's a lot.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say David, to his own detriment, stopped posting in quarantine, which not to his detriment. He's fine. He has a show and stuff, but I'm just saying like that's why James is catching up.
Yeah.
Because people are all over YouTube.
And James is collabing with tons of different people. Like he's getting so many different like people, like JoJo Siwa, like they both collab together. Dixie and Charlie, like they all collab together. And then they posted on their respective channels.
Yeah, his like manager or whoever like gives him
They're
these
like
ideas.
going out like with the spider octopus thingies.
He's
everywhere.
Really thriving. Really thriving.
Agreed.
Can't relate. Just kidding. Okay, you wrote the next thing down too, because that's all of what's the haps, right?
Yeah, this is a bonus segment that we will not have probably ever again, but it's just something to think about. Okay. So I don't know why this came into my brain.
Okay.
But think about both movies, No Strings Attached and Friends with Benefits.
Yes.
Essentially,
one is Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake or Ashton Kutcher.
Exactly. Which one? Like
The other one is Keira Knightley. No, what's the girl that looks
no,
like Keira
Natalie
Knightley?
Portman.
Natalie Portman.
It's Natalie Portman and Ashton Kutcher in No Strings Attached.
And
No.
then, oh God.
Okay, I know I'm not the only person that has thought about this.
You aren't, because I have thought about it before. Are you Googling it?
I want to say it's Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake in Friends with Benefits.
Let me Google it. Okay. I'm gonna have to add
And
movie to the end of
when did those movies come out? I feel like they like came out really close to each other.
Definitely. Let me look right now on the IMDb. Okay, Friends with Benefits is Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis, and it came out in 2011.
Okay.
Let me look up No Strings Attached was also in 2011. What are the
Exactly. Why did like they just like grab a screenplay and just like mix it up a little bit, and then like why did Ashton and Mila not do the movie together?
Yeah, because were they dating then?
Don't know. But they had been together in that 70s show before that, so why did they not get them to be in the same movie?
Oh, for sure. Okay, so No Strings Attached was done by Paramount Pictures. Now let me see what the other one was done by. This one might be harder for me to find. Paramount Pictures and okay, I gotta keep going. And Sony. So
And
different.
honestly, we didn't need the Friends with Benefits. No Strings Attached was really good. I love Ashton Kutcher. He's so funny and so cute.
I agree. I haven't watched both of these movies in a long time, but I remember I liked No Strings Attached, and I also liked it more because of the name. I don't know, it was just cuter than Friends with Benefits.
Yeah, and I feel like the narrative was a little bit different because she didn't want to be with him. Like Natalie Portman was like a doctor and she was like so successful, and like he just was like this lowly kind of like normal guy.
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh, I don't want to be with him, and he was the one pursuing her the whole time, and normally that's not how it goes, and I just really applaud them for that.
Yeah, I like it. I'm glad you wrote that down. What a hot take. Maybe I'll watch both this weekend. I have so much time.
Don't waste your time on Justin Timberlake and Mila. Okay.
Okay, I'll watch one this weekend. Okay, things we are loving. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Did we talk about Emily in Paris last week?
We did, but you hadn't finished it yet. That's why I added it, because I need to know your thoughts on the end.
Okay, I finished it, and so I hadn't gotten to this episode yet when we recorded last week, but I finished it obviously. And the episode when they go to what is the blonde girl's name?
Camille.
I was gonna say
parents'
Charmin.
house in Champagne.
You guys, that episode, it was so cringy but so funny. I laughed the whole time. Like, if you don't watch any Emily in Paris, but for some reason just want to watch one random episode, watch that episode. It was so funny. We're definitely getting a season 2. There's no way we're not. So the way it ended was Gabrielle. That's not how you say it though.
Yeah.
They say it like that in French, Gabrielle. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, because it's spelled Gabriel. They say it.
Yes.
Gabrielle.
He ends up staying and not moving, and it's awkward because they slept together, and she did that because she thought he was moving.
It was supposed to be just a one night toured affair, and you just like have the perfect night, the perfect everything just for this one time, and you know like you'll never have any regrets. And then it just like shows up, she's walking home, and he's like, oh yeah, this guy's investing in my restaurant.
Yes. And it's the guy that like is older that has a like, I don't want to say crush, but likes her. But on the other hand, she has this other guy that works for the designer whose name I can't remember. And she's seeing Matthew. Yes. They're going on dates. He's like whining and dining her. But I am like, if I had to pick a boy, Gabriel all the way. Gabrielle, whatever. Right?
I like, yeah. Because they built it up so much, like their connection and their friendship, and like they just like the whole season, it was like her and him and her and him and her like trying to like push him away. And then like Matthew comes out of the blue. It's like
Matthew.
he's Prince Harry. He's like the most bachelor of the bachelors and has like
Yes.
this big loft apartment, and he's so cute and like has everything, and he like really likes her and like includes her and stuff. And like, what is she supposed to do?
Yeah, and it's every dilemma in every movie, right? Or every show. Like Gabrielle is the like unstable decision, and then Matthew, or however you say it in French, is like the stable, rich decision. And so I'm just so excited for season 2 because Gabrielle, oh my god, it's so hard. Gabrielle broke up with Camille, however you say that, before he left, but then he didn't leave. So now are they going to get back together? And then she's going to know that Emily and him slept together?
Yeah, and they ended it with Camille texting Emily saying, Gabrielle just told me he's staying. Let's talk. Period.
Yes. And so I'm just so excited. I can't believe I loved the show that much. I just wish I could watch it again with new eyes, you know?
Yeah, it was really good.
I loved it.
All right. Moving on to a movie on Disney Plus that I watched on Saturday. You guys, it's called Clouds. You've probably seen it being like promoted and stuff. It's based on a true story. A teenager has cancer. It's like the last days, months of his life and how he's making the most of it. And I've never cried as much as I cried at the end of the movie. It's so good. If you want a good like cry it out inspirational story, it's that. And then at the very end it said like writer, executive producer, director Justin Baldoni. I was like, I know that name. He was Raphael in Jane the Virgin. So he is not just a one-trick pony. He's not just a hottie in Jane the Virgin. He does all these movies.
I love when that happens because a lot of times I feel like I think people are one-trick ponies or like one-hit wonders. And then it's like, no, they took their money from maybe that one-hit wonder and they're doing other stuff. They're producing, they're writing and things like that.
Yeah, and he's so cute now. Like he has really long curly hair, and love Justin Baldoni.
Awesome. I just have to say this next thing that you wrote down. It is the biggest coincidence when I saw it this morning. I can't remember if I saw it this morning or last night. Last night when I was babysitting Carly, I started the Great British Baking Show.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God, I finished all of episode 1.
The most recent one, chapter 8.
Yeah, and so the first episode was when they had the busts at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched it.
I don't know what made me start the Great British Baking Show. It was like so random. Maybe it was the top in the US on Netflix.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I'll like it. I like competition shows and I like baking. It's so cute. Like all of the people are so nice to one another. Even the judges are like so kind. And it's in Britain and it's during the pandemic because they like have to quarantine at this like beautiful castle in the hill country, and they're baking in a tent. And it's so cute. Every episode has 3 competitions.
They're
the first
long.
one, yeah, it's a long episode. Like I sometimes have to split it up because I fall asleep at night. So they have the first competition that they can practice for. And then in the middle, they have a shorter technical competition that they don't know anything about. And it just like puts them on the spot and like tests their ability to do time management and like make sure that they follow a recipe. Then the last one is like a really big, extravagant thing that they can practice for as well. And so like the first episode was, what was the theme?
The overall theme? Is there an overall theme every time?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just know the first cake they had to make, it was called like a marzipan. I had never heard of it.
It was maybe cakes, the first one.
Oh, okay. So like the second episode will be like, I'm making this up because I haven't watched it, but like tarts or something.
It is. I just knew it. And biscuits.
Okay, then yes, it was cake because everything they made on the first episode that I watched last night was cake.
Yeah, so it's cake and then biscuits, which are not actually like Southern biscuits that we think of here. They're like cookies
Yeah.
in Europe. And then the third one, which I just finished last night, is bread.
God, I love bread. Call me
It's so good,
Oprah.
guys. Just watch it and maybe I'll go back to the other seasons.
Yes, I literally started last night while I was babysitting because it was like you. I just needed something to click on and watch. And so I watched it and I liked it. And I was like, this is really long. So I think I'm going to continue it.
It's so cute. A
Also,
really good like binge show to like if you need something to watch and you just want to be happy.
yeah, it's just a show. And you could, if you accidentally space in and out or something, it's fine. And that's what I like about it. Because a lot of the shows we watch, you have to pick up on everything.
Yeah. And I like the diverse number of people that are on it. Like they're all from different backgrounds and like they all bring something different to the table with their baking.
Yes, I love it. And it's so funny because I forgot to add this, but I want to tell you something that I started watching that I think is so funny. And it was actually suggested to me by my friend Debbie. Shout out to Debbie
Hey
and
girl.
her husband Bruce. But it's also takes place in I don't think it's London, but in Britain. And it's a show on Apple TV called Ted Lasso. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, it's 30-minute funny show. So like scripted, little funny show, but it's about I was going to text you cuz this is so funny, Carly. It's about this guy who was the head coach of the Wichita Shockers. Do you remember
Oh,
that
how random.
from our job? Like it shows the
Yes.
team and everything for just a minute. And he gets hired to coach a football team, aka American soccer, in England. And it's like funny. It has good humor. You should watch like episode 1. And it's very light and funny, not like I don't know. You'll just have to watch it. But I feel like we should name the episode something to do with like Britain or like France or something.
European tour, a European tour.
Yes, the Showgirls European tour or something. But yeah, so it's just funny that everything we love right now is basically a show not filmed in the USA.
Maybe it's a sign.
I know. I'm trying to move. Let me tell you, honey. Okay. Anything else before we finally talk about our shows? Because I'm really excited to talk about The Bachelorette when we get to it.
Me too. Quickly, Big Brother.
Did you watch last night?
Take a guess.
No. You missed nothing. I missed part of it because I had to go babysit. But basically, the recap for the whole week is we found out Monday that Enzo won HOH. There's only 3 people he can nominate: Cody, Nicole, or Christmas. He's obviously not going to nominate Cody because that's his final 2. So he nominates Nicole and Christmas. But even before that, they had to play a chess game, which I don't understand how chess works. But Enzo ended up winning, and the goal was to kind of knock the other players off, and he didn't go after Christmas. So Cody and Nicole were mad at him. But to me, that didn't make sense because whether he won or not, the outcome would have been the same. Like if Cody won, the outcome would have been the same. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It would have been the same 3 people. Unless Christmas would have won the veto, which she didn't.
Exactly. So then they're like mad at Enzo. They're like, Enzo's only playing for himself, which is so dumb because they are also only playing for themselves. Then they play a hamster wheel veto, which I laughed the whole time. It was so
It looked
funny.
tough.
Yeah, and I was laughing at Nicole saying, don't go over, don't go over, don't go over. Girl, you're in charge of the wheel.
Yes. And like, how do they remember the days? Do they have like a calendar? They don't have anything to write with. So how do they remember?
No calendar, no anything. But think about it. You also don't have TV. You also are away from your family. So you probably wake up every day counting like, okay, this is day 12. What's going to happen today? You know?
Yeah.
And if you're a Big Brother superstar or super fan and you go into the show, you already know I need to count what days, because those type of competitions are repeated.
Okay. Cool.
So then they do the veto. Cody won it. Christmas cries so much.
She just cracked. She cracked this one for sure. She was just crying. Then she was like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I didn't pick Memphis for the comics thing. And I was like, Memphis doesn't even care what you did for the comics.
Do you think that solidified that they had something going on, or you think she was just like totally just emotional wreck?
She was unwell. That's it.
Yeah. And I don't know. It was just almost too much because it didn't really, I don't know. It was just too much. And I kind of felt bad for her, but it was whatever. I don't like her that much. And then she ended up going home last night. There is a special episode tonight. I texted you about it because I feel like it might just be a filler, stuff you missed episode.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, I think they did that last year, but I don't know. I might be grocery shopping, but I might watch it. Who do you think? I think we asked this last week, but out of the three, who will win the whole thing?
I'm going to say Cody because he's protected himself from all sides. He wins all of the competitions and he's probably going to win HOH. And he's going to pick probably Enzo. I think he's going to pick Enzo to go with him because Nicole has a better chance of beating him than Enzo does because she's won before. So people may vote for Nicole if he takes her because she's won before and they'd be like, oh, she can win 2 times.
Yeah, and it's so up in the air because I don't know what the jury is thinking because it could go either way. They could vote Nicole like, oh, that'd be so cool. There's only a 1-2-time winner. Or they'll be like, oh, she already won. Let's pick who else,
Mm-hmm.
I do have a spoiler because I love spoilers. Do you want to know who won part 1 of the final 3-part HOH?
Cody.
No, it was Nicole.
Right?
Right? I don't know, man.
Crazy.
I know. Okay, Bachelorette, because I've just been waiting. Just tell me what you think because did we talk about episode 1 last week? We did, right? Because it was just like normal.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
I think I don't know if it's Claire picking what these guys are doing if she was in quarantine and had a diary and thought, let me just think about the dates that I want to go on and let's do the first one as the 5 love languages. And then my first one-on-one will be like throwing a rock against the wall about everyone's misconceptions about us. I don't know if that's her or if it's a producer or like her collaborating with her producer, but it was really awkward. I get where they were trying to go. Like, I get that they were trying to, like, bring out the emotions of the guys, but it just went too far. And Claire just, like, takes everything, like, 3 steps extra anyway. So
it's, like,
weird.
So much, dude. Like, I don't know if it's because, usually on The Bachelor, Bachelorette, they're going on, like, helicopter rides and they're doing this and doing that. So I don't know if it's because they are quarantined to this resort. I agree with you, not competitions, the dates are not it. These are dates that maybe need to be like held off for a little bit. Like, I don't know. It was just the whole episode is so serious. The dates were awkward. I was getting no joy out of watching the group date or the one-on-one. And she also talks to them like we know that she's the oldest bachelorette in history. She really knows what she wants and she wants to find love. But I feel like she almost talks to all of them like a mother. Like, you don't want to date someone who is your mother, who scolds you or who, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, she knows what she wants and I am glad that she can voice it. And that's going to really weed out people that can be with her or not.
Yeah, I agree. It's just so, I don't know. And then are we going to talk about the the underwear part? She makes them strip down.
If I was them, like, I would be like, no.
It was so far. And I'm like, a free spirit, do whatever you want. But for them to have to strip down, maybe if they had to strip down to tidy whities or something, like maybe, but they had to strip down to actual jock straps, like their whole butts are out. I'm sure other things are popping out and it was just too much.
Yeah, poor Chris Harrison having to see all that.
I know. And what do you think about the guy that she sent home. I can't remember his name, but she sent him home because she thought he was lying to her.
I think his name was Brandon,
Okay,
right?
I thought it started with a B, but I know it's not Bennett.
Um, he was wavering. He was not he wasn't sure about what he was saying really, and he was just kind of like, yeah, you're beautiful. Like, it was really surface level, and obviously she wants more than that. She could have sent him home in a different way than just like, can I walk you out? But I honestly would have gotten annoyed too, because he was like saying something and then he'd come back on it.
Yeah, I just felt bad for him. I think he felt so much pressure. So it would be like me when I meet someone for the first time and I'm just trying to make a good impression, being like, "Oh, I really like your dress," and they're like, "What do you like about it?" And I'm like, the color. I don't know, you know. I just felt bad for him.
Yeah. He's an Instagram model though. I kept seeing stuff on Facebook and Instagram like that his Instagram was already like really curated. So I
Yeah,
think he'll be fine.
yeah, he probably is fine. Do you want to talk about our second scandal on our Instagram page?
Last week we talked about me thinking that the little tile on the DirecTV thing for the Bachelorette was Tayshia in her Bachelorette dress. Come to find out, neither of us realized it was Rachel, and Darian figured it out.
Because people thought Carly was racially profiling, which she wasn't. The DirecTV thing was so small. Why would we,
Literally,
why would we think it was someone from literally years ago?
no clue.
Yes, people called Carly out. It was two random people we don't even know. And they said, "You guys are racially profiling. That doesn't even look like her." But the DirecTV tile, you guys, I'm not kidding you, was like
Her face was
inches.
like a millimeter.
Yes, the only reason we figured it out when they commented was I was like, "Oh, like let me Google Rachel Lindsay promo photos." That's the only way I figured it out, is because it was the dress. It was not the face. It was not the hair or anything. So you are definitely not racially profiling at all, and I just need to say that.
I was like, we're getting trolled. We got to get out of here.
I said, just delete it, just delete it. But I was behind you 100%. I was like, oh my God, it's totally her, blah, blah, blah. And the title was so small and like disoriented, honestly. So,
Yeah, so really, we don't know what's going to happen after Claire leaves.
yeah, technically, I guess it could be a big surprise. What if it's not even Tayshia at all? And then we just look dumb.
What if it's Hannah Ann? What if it's like freaking Hannah
I don't know
out
if
here in
I'd
these
like
streets?
that. I don't know.
Neither.
Okay, we have a lot more to freaking talk about. One really quick moment. I'm still watching Dancing with the Stars, and Johnny Weir and Vernon were in the bottom two this week, and Vernon went home. So that was my one quick moment about that. Okay,
Awesome.
Potomac. I don't know, and I just feel like we're gonna fight. I am still Team Candace.
I'm not team I'm not team Candace.
Okay.
But I do think that she is being really extra about the entire scenario.
Yeah, so in the episode, they all go to a sip and see for Wendy's baby Cameron, her baby daughter, and it's so fun. It's a Nigerian theme sip and see, and the women have to wear pink, and they're like throwing money. The husband holding the daughter by the neck like this and like dancing around, and the daughter's face is like flatlined. So
Yeah.
fun and
Wendy's
everything.
husband is so cute. Like,
I
his
think he's
name's
so hot.
Eddie, and he's
Yes.
so hot. And he's a lawyer. Like, hey.
So hot, dude. They're having a great time. All of the women then like sit down at the sip and see, and this is where, because Giselle is, I almost said Janelle, Giselle is gonna be messy, and it comes out.
Yeah. And so she's like, I see that you press charges. You want her to go to jail, or you want her to do jail time or something. And she's like, I want her to be prosecuted to the fullest extent. And then the people that came with Candace are her husband and her mom.
Oh yeah.
And she keeps saying something. Ashley's kind of like standing up for Monique and saying like, you're not going to take any responsibility for this. You were prodding her. I heard it from the bathroom. And then they like went to a flashback that Ashley could hear them in the bathroom. She's like, are they really doing this right now? And then Candace starts like getting up and wild with Ashley. She's like, you weren't even there. And Candace's husband literally is in her face and says, shut up, shut your mouth. And I was like, oh.
I was shook. You guys, if you have not watched the episode, he is like maybe an inch from her face saying this, like maybe 2 inches. He was so in her face. I was shocked. I was actually shocked nobody said anything about that.
Yeah, they were all kind of sitting there. And then it was so funny because Candace said, like, you're being paid by Monique. And she said, and Ashley said, why would I need to be paid? I'm married to a millionaire.
Yeah.
And then she said, not for much longer. And I was like, oh my God.
Yes. And that's when he got in her face and literally says, shut up, directly to her face. And I was like, oh my God. I texted Carly and I said, if that was me, divorce. Like, Connor better never get in my face like that. It did
He's
make
probably
her be quiet.
He's probably thinking, like, you just filed criminal charges and then they're going to use this against you in court.
Yeah. And then I found out, which I guess, I don't know if we find this out later, the whole case is dropped.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, I found out on Twitter, and they said they think it's because I guess maybe in their contracts are you can't sue another housewife. So everything gets dropped. Or
Monique got lucky.
Yes, because Monique would have been charged. Maybe not jail time, but something would have happened.
Wow.
Yeah, so charges are dropped, but I'm hoping charges were actually dropped because maybe something does happen, like Monique and her talk or something, but people are speculating it's because housewives can't sue other housewives.
Wow. Shook.
Yeah. You also wrote about Ashley and Michael going to therapy.
He actually took responsibility for the way that he's been acting and like stuff from his childhood. And you could tell she was really surprised that he opened up. So like, I do think that he loves her and like he realizes like, okay, our lives are different now. We had this type of marriage and now like if I'm going to be with her, I need to act right. So I hope that it will continue on.
Yeah, and they've been on the show for 5 seasons now. This isn't season 1 where they weren't known and can do whatever they want, but they are reality stars now, and people have an eye on them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, excited for next week. I'm always excited for Potomac. I love it.
Me too. Love it so much.
Did you watch
OC?
Did you watch?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like it was kind of a boring episode. Gina's hair extensions are not it, honey. You can see her.
Did you see? You could see the tracks when she was at hot yoga with Kelly.
No, I didn't see that part.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna send you a screenshot. I saw it all over Instagram. Like people were making memes about her, like how 2020 is going, and it was like a track in her hair.
Oh my God, I feel bad for her. Yeah, her extensions are just not it. Then we see a little tidbit into Shannon's life. She gets $30,000 a month from her divorce, you guys.
Okay, let me give you a little background on Shannon Beador and David Beador.
Give it to me.
They were married for a long time. He was so successful and is so successful. He has his own company doing some sort of like, I want to say it's like waste management or like something, but like really makes a lot of money. Maybe it's not waste management. Maybe it's something in construction. Okay. Anyways, they lived in this really big house, like 15,000 square feet. When she first got on the show, she was really thin. They have the 3 girls. She was friends with Heather Dubrow, who is married to Dr. Terry Dubrow, who does the Botched show.
Okay, that last name sounds really familiar.
He's a plastic surgeon. They lived in the same neighborhood. So like Heather and Shannon knew each other because they lived down the street from one another. She brought Shannon on the show because she was so rich and had like this fabulous life. Turns out David is horrible and is so mean. And then they get divorced after she found out he was having an affair with some girl for like months.
Oh, wow.
and they tried to go to therapy. He surprised her with a vow renewal, and then they get divorced after the vow renewal. He's
I
with a
heard.
new girl
Oh.
and got her pregnant. So his fiance is pregnant now. And Shannon and him had a really nasty divorce. He didn't want to give her any money. And she said, I'm used to a certain lifestyle. So that's how she got money.
I'm blown away. $30K a month is $360,000 a year, you guys.
But think about in Newport, that's not that much.
Yeah, that's probably valid. But I obviously don't know her me in real life. I don't know her very well, but my first season, but she is smart because she said, I want to show my kids I'm taking this money and I'm using it for good. I don't want them to think I've wasted it. And she's doing like businesses and stuff. So I think she's being smart. I'm just blown away by the money.
Yeah.
Blown away.
Plus whatever she makes from the Housewives.
Yes, like, and her new boyfriend. I think she has a lot going for her.
Me too. I love, and her maiden name is Storms. So like she'll say Shannon Storms Bador. She's so funny.
And I don't know, I like her, but this is only episode 2, so.
Yes.
Anything else from the episode?
Bronwyn is really going through it, and it teases next week her like yelling at Gina saying like, I'm 30 days sober, bitch.
And she throws a drink, or Gina throws a drink or something.
Bronwyn throws it.
Crazy. I hope I thought the episode was boring, but it looks like better ones are coming.
Yeah. Don't be tardy for the party. Whoa, whoa.
I love it. I watch it all day, every day, old seasons.
Pretty much all that like I want to ever talk about is Croy. So sorry if you really like anyone else, but
he's amazing.
He's so cute. They went to the haunted house, which was so funny because like if I were them, I would not have gone.
Me either. I'm glad you said that. I don't deal with like real life spooky. I will deal with like scary movies sometimes, whatever. I do not deal with possible real life spooky.
Yeah, so they go to this murder house or whatever it's called, and downstairs they have like this whole thing set up in the basement because they say that's where they like connect with spirits. And I had never seen in real life like one of those speakers that they had. Croy's friend Casey came through on this speaker and said, it's Casey. And they were just like all nonchalant, like, oh, hey.
Yeah, and at first I was like kind of like, okay, like a speaker saying like Biermans or Kim or Brielle, like they can definitely set that up. But them knowing about his friend Casey that passed away, I was kind of shook. But yeah, they were totally normal, like laughing, carrying their wine. I would have been, maybe it's a little less scary because production's around them and like, but I don't play with those things.
And Croy said, are you happy? And I was so like, sad. Oh my God.
And the spirit said yes, he was happy. And it just like you could tell it made Croy feel better, and we just love him. So
yeah, he's like everything of the sort. Like literally they go to the next episode or to the next scene. They're at the KOA. They're in the laundromat and have like piles and piles of laundry, and Croy is doing the laundry. Are you kidding me?
And then Kim's like, I came in here to get something and I got roped into doing this. Like, damn, help him.
But he just like does everything and doesn't even like care that nobody helps him. He's just like, let me go do the laundry. Let me take care of my kids. Let me drive everyone around. Let me not drink because the other girls are drinking.
Yes, I just watched the episode in season 3 where they went camping, and once again he was doing everything. Like he was cooking, he's just amazing. Just Croy Bierman, I love you.
Maybe we could get him on the podcast.
Yeah, do we have like 100K or something? I did Google it, and in 2018, or it was like going into the 2019 year, they said that Kim got a raise and she gets, oh my gosh, $125,000 per episode.
Oh my gosh.
1.5 per season. And that's just her. They pay Brielle too, $192 a season, $16,000 an episode.
Shook.
Yeah, crazy. Okay, last show, 90 Day Fiancé. This is the other way. So it's our second episode back from the hiatus that they were on. Kenny and Armando tell Hannah that they're engaged, and she's just so cute and precious.
Yeah, literally I was crying because she said we will never be separated. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yes. They say bye to his family, and they kind of ended on good terms. Like Kenny actually hugged Armando's mom. Kenny or Armando's dad came out and said bye. So not really any drama there, just like precious angel babies.
Yeah, and then she was saying goodbye to her cousins. Hannah was saying goodbye and she was crying. And I just hate that they have to live so far from them. Like I hope like at some point they can like maybe reunite and like move closer.
Yeah, and Armando left a really successful business. Him and his sister ran that dog not shelter. You know what I'm talking about, like boarding place. And so I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, man, he must have really had a lot of money saved to be able to give up his whole career and his like they owned it.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay, Ariel and BB. So she goes like she has to have the baby. Her parents aren't there. Binyam is like trying to comfort her, but he says while she's literally laying there like having a panic attack, freaking out, the doctors are like, please calm down, you're gonna stress out the baby. Binyam goes, I don't want the baby to die. But what the fuck did you say that?
I know. I was like, why did you say that? He has no clue what he just said.
And she looks at him like like you're freaking me out. They knock her out, and I don't think that's allowed.
They were trying to get her to say like, let us say okay, say okay. So they
Yeah.
may have gotten it, but I feel like they had to do what they had to do to like make sure the baby was okay.
Yeah, because you could tell like she was freaking out so bad. I'm sure her blood pressure was like through the roof. Like the baby was probably really stressed.
Yeah, I saw something on Facebook that was so mean,
About
but
her,
I
what
have to
was
tell
it?
you about
Oh god.
Ariella.
Okay.
It had a picture of the Hunchback of Notre Dame holding the baby
Okay, she kind
because
of low key though. Low key.
when she was really like disheveled after the surgery, like it was sad. Like nobody told her that she didn't look good. Like
Yeah.
obviously she's in pain, she's tired, whatever. I'm sure I'm gonna look like that too, but like it was so mean. I just had to say it because it made me laugh.
I feel like I can see it. And I even wrote, I was like, pink lipstick was still on. Like, drop the brand, honey, because that lipstick is flawless.
No.
God, it was crazy. I don't like her, but I love him. And their story is just crazy. Next week, she like steals the baby or something.
Oh my gosh, Ariella. She is unwell too.
I know. I wrote Tim and Melissa, boring, who cares?
I fast forwarded.
Yeah,
Nobody cares.
nobody cares. Okay, Brittany and Yazan. We need to talk about this because, okay, she's in Chicago. It shows him talking to his cousin or something. His parents kicked him out, fired him from his job. He was homeless for a few days. He got an apartment. He has no money. I didn't know he paid for everything. He paid for her to fly back and forth and all of these things. And it shows that next week he like calls her and is like, you don't care. Like, I gave up all these things for you. And he finally admits in the episode that we just saw at the end that he thinks he made a mistake.
Wow. She is still married. Like, and she won't even tell him. Like, and he's giving up everything for her.
Yeah. And I think she doesn't understand how serious it is. Like, and obviously you can ask Petra this, and maybe Yazan lives in like Old Town. You said that Petra said he lives in like Old Town. So his parents are probably very, very traditional. Like they really do. And I hope I'm not sounding ignorant, but over there, they really will kill people if they disgrace their family. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah. And maybe you can ask Petra if that's true, but I don't know. But, okay. Sami and Jenny Summit, how do we say his name? We're not in the episode. And then I'm dumb and I wrote Paul and Karini, but they're not even in this show, are they?
No, they're not. But I do have an update about them on a Facebook group.
Okay.
Paul posted a picture of him, Karini's baby bump, Pierre, like a toddler now. and his 2 dogs, and they both like he has like a mask like around his neck, and it just said like I think they're in Brazil.
And she's for sure obviously pregnant, having another kid.
Yeah, so they're together.
It's just crazy. I saw he posted something about Cameo or something, and I'm like, who is paying this man to send them a special message?
A lot of people, I'm sure.
That's insane. I only paid for James Kennedy, okay?
DJ James Kennedy.
Literally. Okay, anything else?
Thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah,
Come
as
back
always,
next
follow us.
week.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. Carly will try not to post any more scandals at the Showgirls podcast.
Yeah, and come back next week, watch any of the shows that we talked about, and we'll continue to update everybody on our lives and about shows and about what's the haps around town.
Yeah, and if you guys are like working from home at a computer or something, we do post the video of this. It's just us on Zoom, but we do post it on YouTube if you guys want to watch, so you can go look at it. I think we average literally like 1 view per episode, but we're trying. And yeah, we love the support.
Yes. Thanks everyone. Have a good weekend.
Talk to you guys next week.